happy to all of the sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star. I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day, happy belated Mother's Day. And, you know, every day should be actually Mother's Day. Every day is that day that we should cherish our mothers, our aunties, and those who have been an influence, those who have been an influence in our life. So I'm on here today. We're going to talk about chaos. We're going to talk about chaos today because in my studies in Freemasonry, within the confined constructs of Freemasonry, especially within the black African American community, however you want to label that, chaos shows up in all sorts of forms and all sorts of other Masonic groups and it just shows up. It's what it is. So today we're going to be talking about chaos and what it looks like. Greetings, Brother Williams. What's going on? I hope everybody's doing well today. Today's topic is chaos. Man, it's all up in here. So we're going to get this in today. We're going to get this work in today because too many times, too many of us who are Masons and Eastern Stars, we don't really pull the curtains back on a lot of things. What's up? How you doing? Greetings, everybody who's coming in. Chaos is everywhere. Absolutely. But today we're gonna talk about chaos and man, you don't even know how we're gonna get into this today. Greetings, everyone who's popping up. Oh man, this is a beautiful day in sunny San Diego. Really enjoying the atmosphere, really enjoying the surrounding of the day. I hope that those who are coming on, be it a sister, be it a brother, that you are doing well today. And right now we're gonna get into this thing called chaos. How you doing, Erica? I appreciate it. Is that Erica? Yeah, Erica. Greetings. How you doing? Peace to all. Peace. Definitely. So let's talk about chaos. So if you take, for an instance, if you take a group of ants, ants are known as chaos is a fake Mason screaming and scamming others. I have name. Okay, all right. So when we're thinking about chaos, if you take black ants and red ants, both are ants. Hear me clearly. Black ants and red ants, both are ants. If you know anything about ants, ants will actually kill themselves to build a bridge to allow other ants to go and cross over to safety. That's a proven fact. If you know anything about ants, ants will sacrifice themselves so other ants will be able to cross over safely. Okay? They do that. That's the thing about ants. They're the great builders. They make great sacrifices to see that the ants themselves survive. But however, when talking about chaos, if you take black ants and red ants and put them in a jar and shake them up, they will begin to attack each other. Hear me clearly. If you take black ants and red ants and place them in a jar, they will begin to attack each other without even knowing who caused the chaos. Without even knowing who caused the chaos, they would go at each other. They would start ripping each other apart. This is proven. You can do this yourself. This is something you ain't even gotta. You can do this yourself, especially if you're down south. You can just go to an ant bed, scoop up some ants. You know how to do it. They there. You know they build pretty high ant beds back there. Scoop them up, and you get them in a jar. And then if you put them in there, they will begin to attack each other without knowing who caused the chaos. And when I think of that, when I see that, I think about Freemasonry and what it's supposed to mean and what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to help and shape and form. But it's chaos. It's chaos. And I say it's chaos because some of you just, the ant is the most numerous of insects. Yes, it is chaos because what you do in a lot of cases, you cause chaos and then you want to hide your hand like if you weren't even, it wasn't me. All you have to do is look up. All you have to do is go to the source. If you think someone is causing chaos in your jurisdiction, if you think someone is causing chaos within Freemasonry, go to that person. Go to them. instead of just wanting to put it out and blast. Because what happens is you're not watching the person who's shaking the damn jar, because the person who's shaking the jar is the one who's causing the chaos. You know, the ants were at peace. The ants was doing what they supposed to be. They was doing ant business. But somebody shook the jar and causes the ants to begin to attack each other. And this is what I see within the framework of African American Freemasonry. Someone shook the jar, caused chaos, and we attack each other. And we're all ants. We all Freemasons, but we attack each other because somebody shook the jar. And the very person who shook the jar is the very one who's causing the chaos. Is the very one who doesn't want to see you work together. Is the very one who doesn't want to see you prosper. That is the one you need to attack. If you see another jurisdiction out doing what you think you should be doing, if you see another jurisdiction prospering, if that's where you go. This is what you do. You should never want to see someone else suffer. That's my own opinion. I don't want to ever see a jurisdiction that's flourishing suffers. I don't care if they Prince Hall, PHOP. That's just me. I don't care. I just don't care. I want to see jurisdictions flourish. I want to see them actually take individuals who are Masons within our own confines and construct and really help them to be successful. That's it. Out of chaos comes order. You know, that's my thing. It is not my hope to see that I tear you down. No, not at all. I'm not an ant, nor am I a crab. You know, I'm that brother that if I walk past you and see you down, and if I can help you up, I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to let you abuse me. I'm not going to let you just continue to ask for my help and not see you try to do it on your own. I want to teach you how to fish if you're hungry. And then you can get your own food and cook your own food. That's me. As a matter of fact, I know quite a few brothers like that. I know some sisters that are like that. And you do too. So who's causing the chaos? Who's shaking the jar? That's what I need to know. And I think some of us do know. I just need to know who's shaking the damn jar and who's causing the chaos to where we're not able to set aside the things that separates us and then focus on the things that should bring us together. Somebody is causing the chaos. Somebody is shaking the jar. And most of us are too afraid to even mention it. Some of us are just too afraid to even want to talk about it. We are. You know, what's wrong with a grand master from various jurisdictions coming together to work together? What's wrong with that? I need somebody to tell me what's wrong with that. Who said that you couldn't do it? Even if there's no enmity between yourselves, who said that you couldn't do it? I need for someone who has the kahunas to tell me who said that you could not do it. And what is stopping you from doing that? What's stopping you? Because I find in this journey that I'm on, I've worked with, all sorts of other jurisdictions. And when I say other jurisdictions, I'm talking about other Masonic jurisdictions, like the regular Grand Lodge of California, that's one. The regular Grand Lodge of Illinois, that's one. New Jerusalem Grand Lodge of Arkansas, New Jerusalem Grand Lodge of Chicago, there's St. John's Grand Lodge of Chicago, St. Joseph Grand Lodge out of Texas, H.B. Turner Grand Lodge out of Texas, Sunshine Grand Lodge. There's a lot of different Grand Lodges out. Actually, Modern Free is another one. International. I've worked personally with these Grand Lodges in helping to formulate and to build a constructive relationship. I'm not saying we had to agree on everything, but I'm saying I did that for the purpose of showing what brotherly love really looks like. You know, I've even worked with Brother John Hall, who's a member of PHO, and I've even worked with the Sovereign Grand Master for PHO. Although these jurisdictions may have their own issues, but I've been able to talk with them and to work with them to formulate a relationship in order to build, in order to settle down the chaos, in order to bring unity within the framework of Freemasonry. This is where I'm at. I can't deal with anybody else. You know, this is where I'm at. And some of us, who are on the various chat groups, and you know who you are. We talk about this all the time. How can we make this thing better? You know, people often talk about brothers taking money from other jurisdictions. They mainly want to point the finger at the ancient free and accepted Masons, black ancient free and accepted Masons. I'm pointing fingers. They'll say, "Oh, you guys stealing money." Look, man, a lot of these Grand Lodges ain't got no money you can steal. Let's just be honest. However, we all know of cases of other jurisdictions where members have come in and stolen money and taken money. We all know of that. You still haven't answered the question, who's shaking up the damn jar? That's my question. If you don't have a constitution, then what do you have? Well, the Constitution is meant for that jurisdiction. You have bylaws, you have things that guide it. I get it. But what is stopping you or anyone else from formulating or working together? You know, just like being a neighbor. I got people that live on the side of me in my community. What's stopping me from saying, hey, look, I need for you, when I go out of town, to take a look at my house, pick up my mail for me. If he's truly your neighbor, if he's truly who he say he is, then this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get someone true. You're gonna get a hell of a neighbor. You know, that's what you're gonna get. You know, so when we look at this thing called Freemasonry, most of us don't ask ourselves who's shaking up the jar because of all the chaos. You know, you're pulling each other apart. You can't do this and you can't do that. You can't talk to, you just really, you're buying into the chaos. You're buying into the unnecessary afflictions and hurt that is caused. So you buy into it. Yeah, you do. You can't tell me you don't. You know, I've seen brothers go from jurisdiction to jurisdiction to jurisdiction because of what someone else has said. Or maybe because of what someone else has done. But they do it. I mean, brother is leaving a Prince Hall jurisdiction, he goes to Modern Free. Or whether he's in Modern Free, he goes to PHO. Whether he's in PHO, he goes to PHA. Whether he's in PHA, he goes to John G. Jones. Whatever you want to call it. Brothers are going to jurisdiction to jurisdiction to jurisdiction without even asking the question, who's causing the chaos? Why am I going jurisdiction to jurisdiction? You know, and I know that there are some brothers who have been in this fraternal order in their own jurisdiction for years. I mean, years. So, and this is what bothers me. When brothers leave the jurisdiction, some of us never ask the reason why. Why did she leave? Why did he leave? What is it that we were doing or not doing that made him or her leave? I need to call you, brother. I have something I have to inform you about. All right, you got my number, brother. Just hit me up after this is over. You know, so this is where we're at. And I'm not that one. I'm a brother. I'm about building. If you're not about building fraternal relationships, then I don't know. I don't even know what you're doing with the trowel in your hand and you call yourself a Master Mason if you're not about building fraternal relationships, period. If you're not about helping the next person to become successful, I'm done with you. You know, some don't give chaos attention. Yeah, that's true. Some don't. Some don't give chaos attention. You know, but here we are. You know, just like right now in society, there's a lot of chaos going around. But we're not asking who's shaking up the jar. We haven't even considered who's causing the chaos. You know, this is Big Coop. Give me a call, past Grand. Big Coop, bruh, you can hit me up anytime you want to. You got my number. You know, can't wait for the United Masonic Congress. Oh, it's definitely on the rise, brother. Oh, yeah, look. I had to be quiet from talking about that because there are some things that are happening within the framework and you can't tell everybody what you're doing. So if you hadn't heard me talk about it in a minute, that's because there's some things that are really, really happening on the up note, on the positive tip. And it was like, hey, you know what? Let's do this here first and then you can talk about it. Brother Tony, you chose your inset wisely. The ants also is a Yeah, the insects do travels, don't they? Them ants, bruh. Them ants, they travel. Absolutely. So when we take a picture of that, when we look at that whole thing, this is the beauty in regards to Freemasonry, because most of us who get these signs, passwords, and we get all of this stuff within the framework of Freemasonry, but we never go break it down and have a better understanding of what it is and how to use it. Some of us are just happy to be part of the culture, of the society of Freemasonry. Most of us are just like, I'm a Mason. And you don't even understand the culture. You don't even understand what it is as far as when it says brotherly love, relief. You don't even get it. You don't. You can't tell me you do if you're tearing somebody down. You can't tell me you do if you're going to criticize another jurisdiction based upon somebody else's rules. Well, according to this rule, but it ain't my rule. It ain't my rule. So it doesn't apply to me. What applies to me is if I'm teaching the concept and philosophies of Freemasonry, that applies. Am I doing right by the brotherhood? That applies. Am I treating my brothers as I would want to be treated? That applies. Me trying to apply the rules here of the Most Westful John G. Jones Grand Lodge, California to somebody else, that doesn't apply. What I do here is what we do here. I can't put that on anybody else. But what I can put on someone else is how you treat your brother, how you treat your sister. Are you really trying to uplift them? Are you really, what are you doing? Are you really spreading the semen of brotherly love? I can apply that. That's what I can do with it. So in my travels, that is what I can do in Masonry. I can calm the chaos. I can show what brotherly love, relief, and looks like. That is what I can do. I was on a Zoom yesterday with some brothers, and they was on fire. One brother said something plain and simple. You're not going to find out what the true intentions of a brother is until he's been around for a while. And that's when you're going to find out their true intentions. That made me think, no matter how you go in, you interview a brother to become a part of your lodge, or a sister become part of your chapter, no matter how you break that down and go in and check it out, you're not going to know their true intentions until sometime afterwards. Eventually it's going to show its head. Eventually it is. And then you're going to say, oh, this wasn't really for you anyway. No, because they don't participate. No, because they don't understand it. They thought they was coming into something else. That's what they thought, and they didn't put anything into it. Would you brothers believe that that back in ancient times Freemasonry studied nature? Of course. I do. Oh, don't forget charity, love. Oh, thank you. But this is where we're at. So look, I'm not here to keep you on all day, but I'm here to bring you a concept of thought that when you put ants in a jar, and they're all ants, and somebody shake the jar, they attack each other instead of looking at the son of a gun who shook the jar and caused the chaos. And this is where we're at. This is how I feel when I see brothers who are called Masons, but yet they don't exemplify themselves. They don't show themselves to be as such. This is where I get this from. All of arts and sciences, brother, wisdom. Oh, appreciate that. So this is where we're at. I've read some comments in my various other live feeds, and man, it's disheartening. Because what I've learned is that hurt people all the time. All the time. You ain't this, you ain't that. Man, that gets so old. But what I want to do is invite any brother who wants to really have a serious conversation in regards to how we can construct, act, and be better preserving Freemasonry. I want to have that conversation with you, and a sister too. Any sister who's listening to this podcast right now, if you're interested in really having that conversation in regards to the Order of the Eastern Star, we can have that conversation. I have you on, because I think brothers need to hear some things coming from a sister's point of view. They really do, and understand how to approach a sister. I think that when we do that, we will have what you call progressive science within Freemasonry. I can see that. I can actually see that. But this is where we're at. And one more final note. On Wednesday, starting in May, June, starting next month in June, the first Wednesday in June. If you're interested, I'm going to be hosting a Zoom, and we're going to only be dealing with the esoteric side of Freemasonry. Only that. It's going to start the first Wednesday in June. First Wednesday in June, we're going to be doing a Zoom, and it's only going to be dealing with the esoteric side of Freemasonry. We're going to be breaking down some things. We're going to first start in the first degree of Freemasonry, and then we're going to go to your second and third degree, starting in June. So if you're interested in participating, please hit me up. You can email me at jgj at yahoo.com, and then come on and join in on this Zoom. We would not do it on the podcast at all. This will be strictly from Zoom. Only Masons. Only Masons. All right? Only Masons are invited to this particular Zoom. I think this is needed. I think it'll give people a better construct and look at what Freemasonry is and how we're able to really move within Freemasonry. Greetings, brothers. Much love to your channel. Thank you very much. And this is where we're at. So if you're interested in joining us the first Wednesday in June, I say about 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which would be at 8 o'clock on the East Coast time. We're going to be on Zoom for about an hour or so, breaking down the first degree of Masonry, dealing with the esoteric side of Freemasonry, that side that most people really don't want to get into, but I think it's something that I believe that each of us would definitely enjoy, and really formulating and coming away with a different perspective other than that which we get out of our lodge meetings. Because a lot of times we go through the same thing within our lodge meetings and we don't get anything out of it. And this is why some people leave Freemasonry. An ant starts by one ant, a nurse ant. She travels for miles. She starts her own colony. To me, that's a true traveler. Absolutely. Absolutely. So ants, yeah, they travel, brother, and they're willing to make the sacrifice to see that other ants move forward, you know. And so with that being, as we move forward in this life, I want to bid you a greetings of today. I hope that you find what you're looking for out of life and know your assignment. And like I said always, you know, I'm not your study guy, but I'm here to help you study. So if you want to really break down some things in Freemasonry, you know, I'm not saying I know everything, but hey, together I think iron sharpens iron, and we can really learn a lot and enjoy this thing we call Freemasonry. With that being said, and if you want to give me a call, for those of you who are saying hit me up, do this, man, you guys got to catch me. I'm being honest. Just give me a call. We can make it do what it do. Until then, peace and be well, and stay out the bushes and keep your light on. I'm out.